Okay, so after a lot of testing and messing around with this, I've mostly got it fixed. There's still some outlier issues with magnet balls like floating in midair, but I think I fixed like most cases with them. So let's go to the paddle script and go down to split. And here we just need to check if our collision shapes are going outside of the map boundaries, and then move our paddle so that that's not happening. So let's check if our collision shape 2D dot global position dot x minus the collision shape 2D dot shape dot extents dot x is less than 0.0, and we need to move our paddle. So we'll just move the whole paddle's global position dot x equal to our collision shape 2D dot shape dot extent dot x plus the split gap. And that'll put us right on the left side of the map with our left paddle. And then we'll check else if our split collision shape 2D global position, because this is our right paddle dot x minus our split collision shape 2D dot shape dot extents dot x is greater than 640, meaning it's off the right side of the screen. Then we'll move our global position dot x equal to 640 minus our split collision shape 2D dot shape dot extents dot x minus the split gap. And that will make it so that our paddles don't spawn outside of the collision shapes on the left or right walls. Let's come to events, and here in game, let's have a signal to release magnet balls. And then come back to paddle, and we're going to call that here. So when we split, we're just going to release all our magnet balls that we have right now. Dot emit. So let's come to the game manager, and this is where we can handle all the balls that we have and connecting to this function. So let's go to the ready function. And we're not connecting to, okay, well, let's just do this first. Release magnet balls dot connect on release magnet balls. So let's come down here all the way to the bottom, and we'll have this function. So we'll say for ball in ball's parent dot get children. We'll say if ball dot is magnet ball, we will do ball dot release from paddle. Or actually, let's just say here is stuck to paddle. And let's come to our ball here. And let's move this is stuck to paddle up. Let's highlight this and then press Control D a bunch of times to select everywhere that we have this. And we're just going to rename this to is stuck to paddle, because we're accessing this outside of this script now, so to get rid of that underscore in front. And we're going to be doing the same thing with this stick offset. So let's select that and hit Control D a bunch of times to find every instance of that, and then do stick offset. And move that up like that. So let's come to our game manager. And it looks like I forgot something here, so I'm just going to add it. Level complete dot connect to on level complete. So let's make this function as well. Function on level complete. And when the level is complete, we just want to add score points level complete. So I was just missing that really quick. So let's fix that. Let's go back to events. And let's have a couple other signals here. Let's move this signal down to power-ups. This is like a power-up thing. So we're going to have a signal to move magnet ball on large timeout, and signal move magnet ball on split timeout. So let's go to our paddle, and then when our large timer times out, let's emit this signal. Let's do events dot move magnet ball on large timeout dot emit. And then when our split timer times out, we'll emit that signal here too. So events dot move magnet ball on split timeout dot emit. And then we'll come to our game manager here and we'll connect to those signals. So events dot move magnet ball on large timeout dot connect to on move magnet ball. And then we'll do events dot move magnet ball on split timeout dot connect to on this signal. So let's make these two functions down here. So when the large paddle times out, let's do for ball variant in balls parent dot get children. Say if ball dot is stuck to paddle, we'll check if ball dot global position dot x is less than our paddle's global position dot x, then we need to reset the ball's stick offset equal to a vector 2 of the ball's global position dot x minus the paddle's global position dot x, and divide that by 2. And let's put some more parentheses around this. And then minus 8 on the y-axis. And then we can do ball.global position dot x plus equals the paddle's collision shape 2D dot shape dot extent dot x. And that, so this is saying our ball is to the left of our paddle, and then else the ball is to the right of our paddle. So let's copy these two lines. and just change this from plus equals to minus equals. So this will move our ball to the right if we're to the left of the paddle after the paddle shrinks, and this will move the ball to the left if we're to the right of the paddle. And we also have to change its stick offset when we do that. And also let's connect to this on move magnet ball on split timeout. And here we'll go for ball variant in ball's parent dot get children. If ball dot is stuck to paddle, we'll check if the ball's global position dot x is less than the paddle's global position dot x. So the ball is to the left of the paddle. We'll do ball dot global position dot x plus equals the paddle dot split gap. And then we'll fix our stick offset here. So stick offset is equal to a vector 2 of the ball's global position dot x minus the paddle's global position dot x and minus 8 on the y position. And then we can say else, and we'll copy these two lines. We'll do minus equals here. So that handles most of the issues that we were having. A couple more things. I had to fix a few other things. Let me make sure that I'm not missing them in here. So yeah, so release from paddle, we're actually going to be calling this from outside of this script. So let's double click that and then hit Control D to find all the instances of that and do release from paddle. To make sure that we know that we are calling that from outside of this script now. And I think we're calling that in Game Manager right here, release from paddle. Also, I was having a few issues with resetting the ball after I made these changes. So let me make sure that I'm fixing that as well. Here, and I think that was when, right here, when the ball was dying, I wanted to call this emit reset power-ups before we reset the ball itself. Because we want the paddles to reset and then we want to reset the ball so that the ball knows where to go correctly. Okay, let me just double check that I did all that correctly because I just did all this on the fly. Oh, another thing with the paddle, when we were hitting the ceiling with the paddle, we were just setting it straight to 0.66, but if we have a large paddle, we actually don't want to, we want to set it to something else. So if is large, we want our scale equal to a vector 2 of 1.32 and 1.0. Else, then we set our scale to this. And we're going to need to emit one more signal in here. So let's do events dot modify ball stick offset on ceiling hit dot emit. So let's save that. Let's make this a signal here under game. And let me figure out where I'm doing that. So we need to connect to this signal in ball. So let's go to our ball script, do events.modify ball stick offset on ceiling hit dot connect to on modify ball stick. And then we'll make this function just right at the bottom. We'll put it right above fire. We'll say if is stuck to paddle, then our stick offset dot x should be equal to the stick offset dot x times 0.66. So that when our paddle shrinks and we have a magnet ball, we're shrinking the x offset by that same amount. And I think that should about do it. I should have taken notes as I was making all these changes to know everywhere that I made changes. But I think that about covers it. Let's go to our paddle really quick and make sure that we're emitting these correct signals. So on the large timer timeout, yeah, we're emitting move magnet ball on large timer timeout and split timer timeout, move magnet ball and split timeout. So let's go ahead and turn all our power-ups on and let's see what happens. Let me turn off collision shapes here. Okay, so we got a split paddle. Got a large split paddle. Let me die. Now our ball reset and we can move our ball around still. Let's get a bunch of power-ups now. Bunch of stuff is happening. Go ahead and grab a bunch of balls on our magnet paddle here. Just wait for them to time out. And it's still a little wonky when that resets. But that's the best I could do on the fly. If you want to mess around with these offsets, another way you could get around this is just that when the paddle resets like this, just release all magnet balls. And our magnet paddle timed out, but we're not releasing our magnet ball. So let's do that really quick. So on magnet timer timeout, let's make sure we go to events.release magnet balls.emit. So when our magnet timer times out, we're releasing those balls as well. And we have that function here. So let's just make sure that works really quick. And yeah, if I mess around with this a little more, I can probably figure out how to get those offsets to all be correct when the paddle's moving sizes and positions and all that. But this will do for now in like most cases. So let's let our magnet paddle reset and it should release the ball. Yep, there we go. So we got a ton of, and yeah, I tested it out. If we're on the wall and we split paddle, we're not going to get stuck in the wall anymore. I tested it out with when the paddle turns large and when it turns large, and see, it just happened right there. When it turns large and splits, it's not going to get stuck in the wall anymore. So we got a lot of things going on with our paddles, got a lot of things going on with the balls. Boom. Reset. Ball's still moving around. All right. That'll do it for this episode. I know that last debugging part was a little hectic there. I apologize. But on the next one, we'll do a few more power-ups, and we'll call it a wrap on this project. So if you enjoyed, go ahead and give me a like, give me a comment, and I'll see you on the final episode.